All right, we're hearing the end of IB. It's E from MarketWizards.com and eminywizard.com. It is the 19th of September, 2019, and I'm reminding traders to use risk capital you can afford to lose. Well, we've suggested don't make the shorts pain our pain. And that brings up the question of, do we join the winning team and say, okay, I don't like what they're doing, but I'd rather get paid than fight them? Target 21.5 to 22 is achieved. Stops up, and we are going to continue to use the gap as our aggressive support. Primary target today we thought would be 21.5 to 22. And we have not ruled out the possibility of tackling that 25.75. And Zeke says even the high for the year. I think that's ambitious for today, but I'm conservative. Continuing to use 05s as our big support. And payday should be by 21.5 to 22, as we talked about. This is a 5-minute chart. This is a 10-minute chart, and you can see how we are obviously ahead of ourselves, but in a poll like this, that's what happens. And then finally, you'll get to a time and a price that bigger traders decide to take profits. I say anybody that's played long side paid for sure by 22s, which we had said earlier today, is definitely a potential target. And we use the notion of this 10 to 12 as our support. Breakout back here, half gap 11, supportive. This is an extreme range. Let's look at a couple other charts. We had talked earlier, and so I just wanted to get this recorded for those that aren't here. This blue line is really a very important idea. Once you're above it, then the slope is up. And we likened this to the game of paddleball that we used to play as kids, where you take something like the ball in a rubber band on it. And so you hit the paddle, and it comes down, and then all of a sudden it comes back and you miss the paddle and it comes flying in the opposite direction. That is the way I look at the market a lot. Just that simple analogy. As long as you're hitting it and hitting it and hitting it, it's going this way, but you take your eye off the ball and it comes back on the other side of the paddle and it swings to the other side. And so that's what we had. And then you can come back and you start the process over. And again, we've done that. And so no one knows when we're up here near the highs whether we'll do that again. All we can do is protect ourselves from betting wrong on a day when there's been no evidence yet that the market wants to come back and come through the paddle to the other side. So all you can do is understand when you are stretched that far that you may want to think about tightening up stops, taking profits, go play golf, whatever. You may miss a great trade the other way, but you'll avoid trouble. So that's the point of using moving averages to try to help ourselves understand when the market is trending, we don't want to fight that. And that comes back to the idea of knowing where targets are, because you're not fighting it if you're getting within a point or two of what you thought you could achieve. We know we're going to leave chips on the table, and we know we're going to get stopped out. That's part of the game. So gap traders have been squeezed. Anybody that wanted the gap? And this bar right in here says, no, you don't. We're going up. And that's why I said avoid trouble today. And whenever we have 2 days in a row like this, I get suspect about how much is left today. I think a stolen range. And I said shorts going to need 2, 3. Sometimes you're going to be wrong 5 times before you're right once. So that's why if you're playing short, you got to play hit and run. You get something out of it anyways, if that's your preference. And then when your trailer gets hit, you say, okay. And you do that a few times. You say, why did I fight it? Why didn't I just go long? Because you perceive the opportunity better to come this way, knowing what you could have bought it at yesterday. That's why. And you know that at some point you will get a good solid trade that swings through. Not necessarily today, but over time that will happen. Yearly perspective. Still holding above the 47s. Still holding above 55s. Tough business lately if you like the short side and for a hold. Got about a 9-point range. RTH. Still going to treat 05 as our key support for now. Just kind of makes sense when you're looking at the charts. That's a 40 back in the weekly. And you can see how this is what we call a vertical pole, just like yesterday. That idea of 92s, 91 a quarter, the angel. Look how this has been protected. And then right back up above this 96. So I said, let's use 95 support. And this is a program trade. This is an agenda trade. Because there's no rotations. You can see it. White, 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 white. Mission accomplished at 22. 21 and a half target. Make sure you're paid. Good fortune above that. That was our premise today.